How does the BBC expect people to understand the rules of not having a TV licence if they don't understand it themselves? So I stumbled across this article, and it's not going to be a long video, this one, but it got my back up a little bit. Now, look at the headline of it. Look. BBC apologises for misinformation about the licence fee. I mean, the whole licence fee is misinformation, obviously. But this was on a segment on the BBC where they were discussing the licence fee, because it's in the news a lot at the minute, right, with the scams that are going around and 70,000 people a month cancelling their licence fee and changes to the BBC and people not being able to afford it. It's in the news a lot, so it was inevitable, really, wasn't it, that the BBC were going to jump on it and talk about it. But they got it wrong. You know, the amount of emails I get, you genuinely wouldn't believe it, right? A day, or comments on Facebook, whatever, telling me to stop encouraging people to break the law. If you own a telly, you must pay the TV licence fee. It's not true, is it? It's not true. As long as you don't watch or record anything that's been broadcast, we use BBC iPlayer. You know. BBC aren't clear. They purposely aren't clear. They like to keep people confused. Sells more licences because people are scared. But this just proves that they don't even know the rules themselves. Look. The BBC has apologised and issued a clarification over mistakenly telling people that everyone over 75 was able to access a TV licence for free. So it was promised by the government that they would pay for free TV licences for the over 75s. Government being the government, backtracked on that immediately and passed it to the BBC, who said, yeah, we'll be all right with that. Who then backtracked immediately and said, yeah, we can't afford to do that. Soz. And that's how we got into this situation. People who have paid the licence fees all their lives, people who rely mostly on broadcast TV, people who have supported the BBC throughout their adult lives, keep paying us, keep paying us. No freebies for you. So what's this article say anyway? Let's have a look. During a segment about scams on a recent episode of Morning Live, quite fitting that they were discussing the TV licence fee on a scams section. Do you not think? Do you not think it's the biggest scam going? You've got to pay the BBC in order to watch ITV or Discovery Channel or whatever. It's the biggest scam going. I have no idea how they continually get away with it. Those watching on at home were told that the cost of the licence fee were free for pensioners across the board. However, soon after, the national broadcaster issued a statement to make it clear how it actually worked. So they're going to discuss OAP TV licences during a scam section of a show on the BBC. And no one there thought to do the correct research to understand it. But they expect you to understand it enough to pay for it. In an item about scams involving TV licence payments, we said, if you're over 75, you don't need a licence. We also said, if you're over 75, you need a licence, but you don't pay for it. The message, which was posted on BBC's Corrections and Clarifications website, read. So it's still not clear. They still haven't written that in a clear manner. That I had to read that twice making this to actually understand what the hell they were going on about. It says, if you're over 75, you need a licence, but you don't pay for it. And that was posted on the BBC's Corrections and Clarifications website, which I'm absolutely sure, everybody who watched Morning Live that day went onto that website to read it. Because that sounds like a very busy website, the BBC Corrections and Clarifications website. Does it not? Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. As we later clarified on the show, this is not correct. People who are over 75 and not in receipt of pension credit have to pay for a TV licence. Over 75s in receipt of pension credit or those living with people who receive pension credit are entitled to a free TV licence paid for by the BBC. We apologise for the mistake. What mistake are you apologising for? This comment or the TV licence in general? I mean, there are other ones. If you're over 75 and you're visually impaired, you can get discounts and stuff like that. They don't mention that because they probably don't know themselves. So it's messy. And all they need to say, and I haven't seen that episode of Morning Live because obviously I can't watch BBC stuff. But all they needed to say is, if you don't watch or record anything that's been broadcast, or use BBC iPlayer, or you're in receipt of pension credit, you don't need to pay the TV licence fee. It's not hard. How come a numpty like me can word it so simply and easy to understand, and the BBC can't? Because the BBC want it confusing. They want you confused because they want you to believe if you own a telly, you have to pay the license fee. What do you think about this then? I mean, if they don't understand it themselves, how do they expect you to understand it? Ridiculous, isn't it? Let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because that way, hopefully I'll see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da!